Good morning, Groovers. It's 7:15 a.m. on Tuesday morning in Tasmania, Australia. Currently a pleasant 15 degrees Celsius. And as you can see, a cloudy day. Autumn's definitely on its way. Well, it is autumn now, 1st of March. Street lights are still on. Not that there's many street lights down here, but the ones that are here are still on. The days are getting shorter in terms of sunlight. It's getting darker earlier and it's dark when we wake up now. And we had some rain overnight. Nothing significant. I just checked my water tap. But it's not really, I don't think it's even gone up half an inch. But it's good for the plants, and whether it's reached the farms that are in drought at the moment here, I hope it has. It's rare for us to get rain down here, but we're looking at having rain all week, I think. So how's everyone doing? Two people lurking, nobody talking. Nice to have you here. I had a great weekend. It was a long weekend, so Ruth, hello. A long weekend. It's 8-hour day yesterday, which is another sign of winter is coming. Winter is coming. How are you, Ruth? What's news, Groover? So being the long weekend down here, of course, people flocked down here to enjoy the beach. And we had some more beautiful beach weather. In fact, this week, I think Thursday is beach weather. It might be raining, but I'm having another swim. I will keep swimming until I can swim no more. You're fine? Awesome. Yes, the tank. I think by the end of the week, it'll be topped up fully. But I do know I've got to get someone to come and have a look at my gutter. There's a leak in my gutter. Dear Liza, there's a leak in my gutter. I don't really have much to talk about because I had a weekend of house guests and beach walks and swims and eating so much food and just hanging out with family and friends. It was really lovely. What have you all been doing? Oh, where's Kenny? You've stolen the sunlight. Where's Kenny? Yes, yes, you have. And you can have it for a while till we head back into spring and summer. We share the sunlight. You've all suffered through bitterly cold winters. You deserve a bit of sunshine. Speaking of sunshine, because I did a short week last week, so I only worked Monday, Tuesday, and so I've been off work since Wednesday, and I didn't go back to work yesterday. Sunny, I think, just figured I was never going to work again or leave the house for a long amount of time again. And she normally eats her breakfast and then we have the Zoomies, and I chase her around the house for about 10 minutes while I'm sort of drinking my coffee. I mean, I don't chase her with my coffee, but in between sips of coffee, I'm chasing her around the house. And she didn't do that this morning until right before I left. She had the Zoomies. I was like, kiddo, you left it too late. I've got to go. I tried to play with her earlier and chase her around, but she wasn't interested. In fact, she got up and walked away and hid from me. You know, God forbid Mum wants to just give you some exercise before she heads off to work. Yeah, you've just started spring and we've just started autumn, or fall as some of you call it. Why couldn't the planet just be consistent on seasons? 4 simple words. Why'd you go and change it to fall? What's wrong with autumn? Sort of love it. How come we just couldn't be like you changed aluminium to aluminum, where most of the scientific world still says aluminium? Why'd you mess with autumn? And if you're going to mess with autumn, why didn't you change all the seasons? Huh? Huh? Come on, where's Kenny? Answer me this. But don't get me wrong, we're all absolutely stoked that it's grey and rainy because Tasmania's in drought at the moment and every drop helps. Plus, all of our tanks were getting a little low. Spring is official on the 20th. Well, we do the 1st. So the 1st of March, we went into autumn. It's always, well, I mean, I know there's the solstices, but in terms of clearing going into the next season, for us, it's always the 1st every 3 months. But technically, well, they aren't the solstices like the mid. So, like the winter solstice is the very middle of winter. So, I don't think the solstices are. Interesting. You don't even have the same change of season dates. No wonder we're all fucking confused. You need spring to get here so you can clean out the chook house. Oh, so you can let your chooks out. Yeah. Chooks are chickens. Where's Kenny? Australians and English folk, and probably Irish and Scottish and maybe even the Welsh, we say chook for chicken. I mean, we say chicken too, but chook is like the nickname, I guess. And Australians and English people in particular, we like to shorten words or give nicknames. I think it sort of stems from Cockney peeps. But yeah, the short name, the nickname for chickens is chook or chooks. But then sometimes we lengthen things. So like eggs are googie eggs. Why? I don't know. Don't know why we needed to put googie at the front of eggs, but we do. I mean, I haven't said googie eggs since I was about 12, but, you know, we do call a cow or a moo or a moo cow. Again, moo cow, more small children. In fact, googie egg, probably the last time I said googie egg, I was 5, I reckon. But we do call cows cows. But you might hear the occasional person say moo cow, but it's usually to small children. Look, there's a moo cow in that there paddock. I'm liking these questions. We're disseminating the differences between languages the world over. You still haven't explained why you guys messed with the word autumn and came up with fall. Like, couldn't we just have all been consistent on one thing? And there's only 4 seasons. Why mess with one? And if you're going to mess with one, like I said, why not change all of them? Don't say we don't tackle the big issues here at Traces of Nuts. I'm going to be doing a few new things on my channel, go in a few different directions. It's a great little creative outlet for me. It's not an occupation, it never will be. But I want to start doing some fun shit. It's 7:30. For me. 7:26 to be precise. I'm Australian Eastern Standard Time. Autumn is your favourite colour. We have beautiful light here, like the 4 seasons, because we get 4 distinctive seasons, whereas a lot of parts of Australia don't. They get 6 months of hot weather and 6 months of cold weather like South Australia, or they get all year round warm weather or hot weather like the Northern Territory and Queensland and even bits of Western Australia. But the light here every season is incredible, and it just makes for the most beautiful seasonal photos. It's, it wasn't something kind of, when you live here, you're aware of the 4 seasons, and there's definitely particular times of the year where the light's amazing. But it's interesting when people come here for the first time, that's one of the things they comment about, along with how friendly we all are. They comment on the light, because it's so different from wherever they've come from. It's a benefit of being halfway to friggin' Antarctica, I guess. Do you know who I was thinking about today? This morning? I was thinking about Lynn and Lindley. I was thinking, where's she gone? I mean, not that I was ever subscribed to her, but is she still around? I don't watch Natasha Cooper. Is Lynn still around? Just wondering if it's time for Lindley to hijack my car and take you guys on a drive while singing the blues. Today's challenge on the drive in is spot all the fuckwits on the road who drive fairly responsibly most of the time, but when there's rain and slippery roads, for some reason, they turn into absolute fuckwits. Didn't he come from the Natasha Cooper scene? Where's Ken? Is that not where you and I, not that I was in Natasha Cooper's, but did you never see Natasha Cooper doing the Gabby Petito case with her trusty sidekick Lynn, who I did the parody of? I thought we sort of met when all of the NC shit was a spinning. Nay? Yeah, she had her own channels. I think she had. I'm going to sound mean because I can't remember it. When I did the parody, it was tampons and trauma. Oh, I stepped away from the fighting ages ago. You get excited in a way when you see new creators and people emerging around the YouTube world and think, oh, cool, some fresh blood and some interest. I mean, when I say fresh blood, I don't mean fresh targets. I'm going to be chomping down on a hot cross bun while I'm driving, by the way. Well, not while I'm driving, but while I'm heading into work. Sorry about that, but I'm hungry. Yeah, you get optimistic and think, oh, look, there's some fresh faces. And how quickly they all go down the same road as every other fresh face that's come into the YouTube world. Don't get me wrong, I've met a few people because of some of the new channels that I think are good eggs, but I can't listen to or watch any of them really because the ones with the channels, because they're just doing what we've all been watching for 4 years now. Hi, lady. You ready for your 2 weeks of winter? Cruel. You know I'm about to have fucking months of it, but I like it. I can't wait to get my boots out and my beanie on. And yeah, I reckon we might have met in Granny's, maybe. Where's Kenny? I don't know. I feel like we were kind of chatting before she really started doing things on her channel. But maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's so weird. For many of us who've been in YouTube communities for sort of like 4 years, I think in the second year of being on YouTube, I was doing the YouTube Groundhog Days of Our Lives. And they've all just gone down the same road. It's weird. And I reckon, if YouTube's even a thing in 100 years, the same shit will still be happening. You need a donut. I haven't got a donut. I've got a hot cross bun. Which really are for Easter, but they're so friggin' good. As soon as they come out, everyone's like, oh, I'm not waiting till Easter to have some. I'm eating my hot cross buns now. Thanks, Groover. I love that we all let each other merge here. We're friendly folk. But because I had house guests, sometimes whenever I have them, if there's hot cross buns around, grab a bag of them, because for breakfast, some people don't eat breakfast, some people do. Nobody says no to a hot cross bun because they're just so yummy. Aren't they the best, Ruth? And with Tasmanian Duck River butter, even better. Yeah. I thought it was more around our parody, Where's Kenny? I mean, I haven't been into Granny's watching or any of those channels for a long time because nothing against any of them. I'm sure they're all lovely people, but I just can't spend any more minutes of my life listening to the exact same sort of drama and BS that we've all watched many times over in the last 4 years with so many different creators. Like pretty much any time a new creator wandered into the community, it wasn't long before the same shit was happening to them. And there's better things for us to do with our time than just listen to people tit for tatting. And I've always said I think people are entitled to a right of reply, but this ongoing ping pong games of just, no. It is exhausting. And for people's mental health that have been on YouTube for a long time, stay away from all of that because it's just not worth it. If they're doing original content or they've got some positive shit they want to talk about, then jump on board. But nothing good comes from spending hours of your life listening to people fighting. People you're never going to meet. People who are currently living on the same planet we all are, and for some reason, their little petty arguments on YouTube are more important than seeing what's going on in Ukraine, seeing what's happening in Australia with the flood, seeing what's going on in Africa. Like, it just... looking at what's going on in their own countries, and just, I don't know. It's too depressing. You get hot cross buns all year round. Oh my God. We don't. We get them for Easter, but they do come out of, like, in the shops as soon as... well, not that Valentine's Day is that big, but probably as soon as Australia Day is over, the hot cross buns come out. They come out long before Easter now. Exactly, and honestly, I don't know what or who to believe. Well, that's the other thing. But also, why even, I'm sure you agree, where's Kenny, but, like, why would we even waste our time trying to work that out? I mean, you'd have to be watching every single channel from all sides and angles. But the problem with YouTube is so many people just listen to one side and just pick up their pitchforks and run with it. And like I said, we've seen this happen so many times in so many other channels over the years. I get optimistic. I'm like, oh, there's some fresh new faces. We might have some fun new content and they're not jaded yet. And how quickly they all get jaded. They sell out. So, yeah, well, they would. I mean, they're the best buns in the world. They're so good. There really is nothing like them. And having had a house full of guests over the weekend, I've busted out of keto for a few days and, got to eat all the things that you can't, like pizza and hot cross buns. And I'll be back on keto again. I kind of do it in like 4-week cycles. It makes me feel good. And that little 4 days dropping off it or week or whatever I end up doing doesn't really impact me. I don't feel any different. It's nice just to eat carbs again. Bit of a crawl into town today, and one of the people I had staying with me over the weekend was my sister-in-law, the one that lives in Singapore. And my sissy and my niece, Lily. It was fun. It's fun. Well, then my sister-in-law was freaking out because the mask mandates have been dropped here except for in healthcare settings, pretty much. So, like, I won't have to wear a mask at work today, and I'm pretty happy about that. But even so, I'm still carrying masks with me because I'm going to be one of those people, if I've got to go into a crowd of people, I'm going to still wear a mask because if I can reduce my chances of getting COVID, I'm going to do it. Oh, Emily, hello, beautiful. So, yeah, it's funny how quickly things change. Like, as soon as the mask mandates were lifted, people started being critical of people for still choosing to wear a mask. It's like, oh my God, there's people just want to complain all the friggin' time. Wearing a mask is a personal choice. There are countries around the world pre-COVID that wore masks friggin' everywhere. A lot of Asian countries were wearing masks long before any of us even contemplated a time in our lives where we would wear them. And we'd often think, wow, that's a bit overcautious. Well, now don't they look like the smart people, right? But if people want to wear masks, let them. It's sort of becoming the bloody anti-abortion brigade. Like, it's everyone's personal choice, and don't judge people. And my sister and I were both saying one of the reasons we love the masks, and there's quite a few reasons. Another one for me is I love not wearing makeup, but my skin has never looked so good. But we actually quite liked that you could sort of almost become a bit anonymous in them, you know? Whack them on, put your sunnies on. People don't have a clue who they're looking at. You can do the Billy Idol snarl and lift your lip up and they don't know. You can be poking your tongue out. You left the house last week. Go, Ruth, go. Yeah, I'm definitely still going to mask up in crowded stores. Not that I really go to many, but the supermarket, I definitely, like, I have to do shops there to get things for Sunny, and there's a few, like, bits and pieces that I get from there that I can't get at the little shop down where I live, and I'll still be wearing a mask because so many people go through those shops. But like, literally as soon as the mask mandate was lifted, people were whinging about other people still wearing masks. It's like, what has it got to do with you? How does somebody else wearing a mask impact your life in any way? In fact, somebody else wearing a mask probably does impact your life in that if they have got COVID and don't realise it, they're reducing the capacity to spread it by putting a mask on. But why do people have to be so critical of other people? It's like, for fuck's sake. Yep. Hello, beautiful Scout. Oh, it's bright new day. Thank you, darling girl. Yeah, and the hand washing, hand sanitizing, social distancing, I'm down for it. I mean, the new variant that is floating around is contagious. You know, it's going to be around forever, variations of it. But who proactively wants to catch anything? I mean, I don't want to get a cold, let alone anything else. Like, people spend their lives trying to avoid getting sick. Why is this any different? Just, I mean, and I suppose it's kind of like YouTube, really. People just having opinions about other people that they really don't know. They don't know the full person. A lot of people have a persona that they put out on YouTube. But everyone's got an opinion and they're so quick to label people and call them something pretty negative and critical without even knowing. Like, people suck. We're not that great. We really aren't. Except in this community, we're all fabulous. But again, the pettiness of some people, like, some other person that you don't know is choosing to wear a mask, and that's irritating the fuck out of you to the point that you're complaining about it on social media or in person or whatever. Do you reckon people in Ukraine give a flying fuck if anyone's wearing a mask or not right now? How about just being grateful that you get the option to wear a mask in a place that isn't being blown up every 5 minutes? For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Yeah, all those measures. And I mean, to be honest, if the one thing COVID achieved on this planet was people's hygiene levels improved, I'm all for it. And justified social distancing, bring it the hell on. I love that I can say to people, can you back off a little bit? See that dot back there? Can you go stand on that? Because I don't like people that stand too close to you. Space invaders. Nightmares. But to actually be able to say to people, can you take a few steps back? I can feel you breathing on the back of my neck and it's grossing me out. They sell special tomato and red Leicester hot cross. No, that's messing with the hot cross buns. Mind you, they do a chopped chip one here that I quite like. I don't know about a savoury. Preach it, girl. Yeah, it's just a crying shame at the moment that people just aren't grateful for this. Like my friend Hayley, who drove around one of the flood areas in northern New South Wales, along with a heap of other people. They were delivering food and clothing and beds and mattresses to people whose houses have been absolutely destroyed and all their belongings destroyed. And just not just the extreme loss that people have suffered, but also just the devastation. And Hayley mentioned the smell, and just she said, I don't know how people are going to get over this. And she ended it by saying, I'm so grateful that I have a bed to sleep in tonight. You pull things back to the simplest, the most basic things and be grateful for that. That's a good way to live your life. Yeah, it's definitely not a hot cross bun with cheese and tomatoes. That's an abomination. They should just call it a savoury bun or something. Yeah, the flood thing is just horrific. But honestly, the kindness and generosity of people and just the resilience and, people who'd lost everything that was still out in little kayaks, rescuing people off rooftops. And even though they just lost everything, they put that to one side and just dug in and got on with helping out. Oh, Emily's a fan of the hot cross bun too. Do you guys have them in the States? I thought they were a bit of a novelty for you peeps. Like even these twits on the YouTubes who just go live to bitch about other YouTubers. Do you think they ever express gratitude for even having a house where they're warm and dry and the internet so they can broadcast their negative chi over YouTube? Do you ever hear them say, I'm so grateful that I can go online and whinge about, well, no, it's not even the whinge bit, but just I'm grateful I've got internet and I'm connected to people around the world. Good morning, Deb. Oh, yeah, the Russians. There was a 60 Minutes. I haven't watched it yet, but there was a 60 Minutes interview this week of a Russian dude who's put a bounty on Putin. And I think the interviewer said, would you be happy if Putin died? And he's like, I think millions of people would be happy if Putin dies. It's quite interesting. So, yeah, I want to watch that. In my travels, I haven't stumbled across one Russian who's saying, yay, Putin, God, you're a good man. Not one. Most of them are horrified. You've watched it, Ruth? Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Is it the same episode with the incredibly pro-Trump woman who is talking about the return of Donald Trump, but also saying, Australians, you don't have freedoms down there. What the fuck? But don't get me wrong, our government's full of knobs right now. And our media is very good at manipulating our population, just like the media is all over the world. But we don't have freedom? What kind of deluded twit is she? I want to watch that just to see if she's worthy of putting on batshit. Actually, I don't know when batshit's going to be, because I think Finn said last week that he's back at work. So watch this space. Tia Cantor, God, I haven't seen you for a long time. I'm not able to read chat at the moment, guys, so g'day to anyone rolling on in. But I did see the Tia Cantor name on my screen. But yeah, I don't know if that interview featured in 60 Minutes as well, but I really want to watch it there because I saw a promo and there's this woman, diehard Trump star. She actually walked out of the interview, but she told the interviewer that we don't have freedom down here. I didn't know that. I thought we were a democracy, but apparently we're not. Apparently we're communist. I don't know. We've got no freedom. Thank you, Donald Trump supporter, for setting the record straight. It's so bizarre. It's like, just because our Constitution doesn't have the right to bear arms in it, well, like, because our Constitution doesn't have things that the US Constitution has, people just automatically assume we are deprived of many freedoms. No, we've just got them. We didn't stick them in the piece of paper. The Constitution's more about how our government is set up and the country is set up. But I don't know who told them we don't have freedom, but I'm glad they're letting us know that. I love being told, I love learning stuff from people in other countries who haven't done any fucking research. It reminds me of the people a few years ago who said Australia is a fictitious country and we're all paid actors, and I'm still waiting for my paycheck. Uh-oh. Casper sneaking in with beady eyes. I see you. Oh, Emily, I reckon that would be scraping the surface of what some of your politicians need. Don't get me wrong. Some of our politicians need a lot of education as well. But I do want to watch that lady saying we ain't got no freedom in Australia. I mean, she lost me at Donald Trump is the greatest human being on the planet. I'm not going to lie. I kind of, I wasn't going to give her a lot of credibility from the start, but boy, did she exceed my expectations, and they were already very low. But she went way, 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 way above anything I could have imagined. We don't have freedoms, lady. None. An American extremist Donald Trump supporter has informed us that we don't have any freedoms down here. See that man there on the side of the road? Chained to the road. I've actually got a guy in the back seat of my car right now with a gun pointed at my head who just said drive. Freedom. Okay, so this trip into town's been a bit slower than usual. So I'm probably not going to get to do the 20 minutes sit in the car park and chat to everyone. Please do. Well, you can see the roadworks for yourself, Deb. I'm loving them. I love roadworks. I'm probably the only person in the world who doesn't complain about roadworks. I love them. I love that roadworks make our roads better. I love that roadworks employ so many people. I love all the roadwork machinery, all these diggers and steamrollers and rollers and trucks and stuff. I think we've gone over $2 a litre, Joey. Hello, darling. I'm a bit focused on the road right now. We're only doing 40, so I can quickly glance. I love it. I love the roadworks. I don't complain. They put plenty of notice out about roadworks and delays. Baz is a road worker. Cool. Well, I already thought Baz was awesome. Now I think he's even more awesome. He works on the most accelerating again, so I won't be reading chat for a while, guys. But yeah, I don't get why people complain about roadworks. So the whole point of roadworks is to make roads better, and they do. And who doesn't like a better road? And just the amount of people that get employed because of roadworks, it's awesome. And they put all these signs up. There's apps that tell you about roadworks. There's all the signs about delays. They put stuff in the paper for people who read the paper still. There's heaps of stuff online. Even if you punch in an address on GPS, it calculates a journey that you can avoid roadworks, or it lets you know there's delays. And all these fuckwits with all that forewarning, still get jacked off because there's delays because of roadworks. I'm like, what? Some people just need to be spoon-fed fucking everything. Again, people, we're not that great. Except for the Traces of Nuts community. We're awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to read chat for a little while in the car park, but I can't at the moment because this is the bit where we're actually, doing 110 kilometres and I ain't watching my phone while I'm driving. I'm putting the safety of other road users and mine first. But yeah, it's a slower trip in today. But it's also, we've just had a long weekend. So there's probably quite a few people on the road that have been down where I live for the weekend and they've decided to come back in this morning. Maybe I might have to start leaving earlier again like I used to. I've got to admit I've enjoyed the extra time at home. I'm going to let this tailgater pass. I can't stand tailgaters. It's so aggressive. It's like, I'm not going to go over the speed limit because you're forcing me to. Like, go fuck yourself. But yeah, everyone needs to practice gratitude today and think of something they're grateful for. And if one YouTuber goes live today and says, I'm grateful for having the internet that allows me to go live for 6 hours and bitch about other YouTubers, I would be like, well, you're still missing an opportunity there with your internet connection, but good on you for being grateful. And like, honestly, unless you're waking up in Ukraine right now or in parts of Queensland and New South Wales or in any part of the world where there's war, conflict, disease, famine, drought, you've got fucking shitloads to be grateful for. All of us on YouTube are actually the privileged elite of the planet. Because so many people don't even have electricity in their homes. Some people don't even have homes right now. A lot of people don't have homes right now, even in Australia. What a wasted resource, huh? But then I guess me just talking bullshit driving to work, you could probably say the same thing. Does anyone need anything cleaned rapidly? Because Rapid Clean are at your service. Pickle, pickle! I could see Pickle Pickle's name, Emily. We're only doing 40 Ks now. We're crawling. Still probably looks like I'm doing 500 kilometres an hour. Mount Wellington will come into view when we turn this corner shortly. Look at you talking Tasmanian geography. Hope you're well, Pickle Pickle. Hope everyone in chat's well. All the nuts are gems. We are gems. With a little cluster of YouTube, we're the little goodness brigade. You need a relaxing life? I don't know. Someone, and rightly so, in chat one day said, like, traffic like this makes them anxious. I was like, well maybe don't watch it. Because I don't want to cause anyone anxiety. I mean, I get it. Like, a lot of people can't stand this sort of traffic. I mean, who loves it? But, it is what it is. I am part of the traffic, so I'm not going to complain about it. We are a cluster of nuts. Speaking of, I've got pistachios with me for a snack today. God, I love them. I love pistachios so much. Shelling pistachios as a snack is one of the most fulfilling things you can do in the world of snacks. They're so yummy. Oh, I really like all nuts except the two that I probably like the least. I mean, if they're sort of in a mixed nut bag, there's only a couple of them. But Brazil nuts and pecans are kind of my. Now, don't get me wrong. Pecan pie, yes, sirree, Bob. But just eating a handful of pecans, no, no. Give me macadamias, cashews, pistachios, or just the humble peanut any day. Pistachios, they are heaven. Yeah, cashews, me too. Well, are they my favourite? Could be. Yeah, they might be actually. I really love them all, but yeah, my least favourite, Brazil nuts are just sort of like, how's your father? I do like hazelnuts, and I do like chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Love a walnut, but again, walnuts not really the just sit and crack the shells and eat them, but I love cooking with them. And I do love walnuts in salads too. Joey's favourite nut is the testicle nut. That's my guess. I still don't remember thinking you were a dude. I reckon that was Mel, Joey. Like back when we were on the beach, because you showed me or you told me about your boob flash video or your whatever it was, and I watched that like within days of meeting you. So it was, mate. That's so weird. I honestly don't. I've told a lot of people you're a chick when they've referred to you as a dude. And Jay's chat. Oh, weren't they the glory days? I have to start working on part 2 of the YouTube retrospectives. I thought more people would have enjoyed it, but I mean, I appreciate those who've watched it and did enjoy it. But that's the problem with YouTube. You think, oh, this will be a fun thing. People will be fascinated or they'll be entertained or they'll want to watch this, and they just don't because I'm not bloody live screaming my head off and abusing the fuck out of my subscribers and other YouTubers. You liked the retrospective, Emily? It was fun. It takes a long time to make them, but it was fun. It's sad though that so many creators who used to cam up don't now, and many of them have gone, or many of them have taken down a lot of their content. We're in the slow lane. Oh, that's Serendipity. Yes. I'm going to get to work right before I start work, and I haven't done my hair. I haven't put on any makeup. We're not masking up anymore. I reckon I'll be parking on the roof of the car park too, just to add to everything else. I might have to start putting things in my bag because I think I'll be doing a mad dash at this rate. Yeah, it's quite weird when you have a project like the Way We Work project, just making a list of people to do and then going to their channels, and yeah, they've removed so much early content, or and plus I watch a lot of channels that people don't know, but I'm still going to include them because it's fascinating for me. And you never know, there might be people in the Traces of Nuts community who watch some of the channels that I watch who might discover that. I want to know if we can stream in black and white. That would be, I like black and white. I'm sure there'd be ways you could do that. Like, it's nearly 8:15. Look where I am, guys. I start work at 8:30. I don't know what's going on. But I think a lot of people are going to be late for work today. And, yeah, oh well. I might even have to park out on the street and then move my car later. That's how late I am. I mean, I'm not late yet, but it's 8:15 and I start work at 8:30. Mind you, one of my colleagues is leaving at 4, so she can cover the early bit. This is why I feel like I should be working from home still, because I literally am working on a project that requires me to sit at a computer screen for the hours that I'm working. And I could literally I could have already done an hour's work, but instead I'm sitting in traffic for an hour. Well, more than an hour. Oh, no, I don't think I got any feedback. I mean, I haven't had a look today, but I don't think any of them have. I'm just a little blip. Like, most creators on YouTube don't give a shit about channels that have got, 1,000 subs. I'm hardly on any of their radars. I mean, you even hear them talking about pissy little channels all the time. And mine would be included in that definition, I'm sure. I don't know why the traffic's not great at this time of day, but this is kind of weird. For me, I'm normally getting pretty close to the car park at around 8. There's no way I will be at the car park by 8:30. Oh, there was an accident. Thanks, Deb. I nearly put the radio on. I was like, let's see if anyone's talking about what's happened. Oh, that's good. I can tell everyone at the orifice. I'm the only one that comes in from this way, except for my boss, but she's sick and possibly has the COVIDs. Somebody just commented and I was going to respond to it and the comment disappeared off the screen and I've missed it. Oh, why do they need me there? Well, that's what time we start work. Did someone say, why do you have to be there just in case? Yeah, that's what we start at 8:30 and finish at 5. That's why they need me there, because that's when I start work. Mind you, I won't have any clients till at least 9, so I don't know what my diary's like. I don't have access to my work emails or calendar or anything till I physically get to work. You're convinced there's an MLM going on with the channels. Yeah, I think that's Space Monsters theory. I'm sure I've heard her talking about MLM, the MLMs of the YouTubes, which totally makes sense. Like, it's a pretty decent theory when you listen to that theory and then look at the way channels operate and how they move around and find different people to pick fights with and infiltrate communities, and they're all buddy-buddy, and then there's a massive blow-up. And even back when I first came into YouTube and I was modding for Jay, there was stuff going on then that I was like, this is contrived drama. I'm not saying Jay, but there were creators at the time. It was the known fact that they colluded and created drama. You know, and you sort of look back now and think even the times when channels were pushing for other channels to get to 1,000 subscribers, back in the day, you think, oh, that's, you know, so nice. Everyone's pitching in and helping this person get monetized. But at the end of the day, there's probably a benefit, you know, for all of them in getting that channel to 1,000, not just that little creator. When your vid that you and Mel did barely got spoke about is when I thought, hang on, what's going on here? Which one, Joey? I mean, my intentions for being on YouTube are very different to a lot of people's intentions on YouTube. I just like it. I like connecting with people around the world, finding common interests, doing something good with our channel, sponsoring little critters and having a few laughs and doing batshit. And like, it's a social media platform that I enjoy way more than Facebook, for example, which I do not participate on unless it's my little child-free community or my local community page or Pets of Isolation. Other than that, I really don't give a fuck about Facebook. Your cracker one. Do you mean a parody? Well, Natasha and Lynn did a reaction and streamed us, but then they took it down. But apparently they were like analysing it and discussing it for ever in that live. And then I got feedback that Save Robbie was pretty much saying that Mel and I are nobodies and we just try to build our channels by talking about bigger channels, which is sort of weird because it was the first parody Mel and I ever did. And I worked out how you can become very big on YouTube very quickly and make a lot of money if you want to, but it's just not my personality. Yeah, I didn't see it either, Emily. I just heard about it, that they didn't think it was funny. Even though Natasha came into a parody live when we were doing it and said she loved it. We've still got that. But, you know, like, There are a heap of people on YouTube who just talk about subs and numbers and money, super chats and everything, like constantly. I was wondering what my car was doing. It's like, you just tried to take off in third gear, you fuckwit. And I mean, that's not my mindset. If that's how people are on YouTube and that's what they want to talk about and they think that's how your value as a human being is determined, that's on them. But it's not my reasoning for being on here or my reasons. I don't care. I know exactly how to make my channel very big very quickly and make a lot of money, but I'm never going to do it because it's not me. I want to like my reflection in the mirror at the end of the day. I don't want to look at my reflection and go, you horrible, miserable, whinging bitch. Like, was that a great way to spend a day of your life? You could have moved up, you silly little bint. Sorry. The car's playing up. I'd like to thank Deb for letting me know about the accident because hopefully my colleagues are aware of it too. But I think I'll just park out the front of work and go in and sort of get settled and then I'll move my car. Yeah, I just like it to connect. And I mean, back in the self-isolating COVID days, you know, YouTube was everyone's connect to the world. Like, that's how we all connected and kept in touch with people. Well, not just YouTube, but just, you know, Zoom nights. I used to do all these Zoom parties and I like it because I like the live element. I like that we can have a real-time conversation. And we weren't able to travel, but to have people from all over the world in your chat and hear what they're going through and what they've been up to, and it was the next best thing to being able to travel. And, you know, there's a lot of people that are isolated, even pre-COVID, and homebound and bedbound. And how nice to be a little community where we can all look out for each other and brighten somebody's day, you know? Like, I see goodness in YouTube, but the communities that we all found when we first came to YouTube take the piss out of YouTube and what you can do on here. And hundreds of people lap it up. Hundreds of people roll in every day to wallow in someone else's misery. It's weird. But there's so much hardship and sadness and destruction on the planet, and people roll into YouTube wanting more of that from people that they're never going to meet, talking about people they're never going to meet. It just, yeah, well, YouTube, I mean, well, I know I still have some great, I follow great true crime channels on YouTube. None of them are ones that, you know, we used to think were true crime. I mean, well, not that I did actually. I mean, it was really the Chris Watts case that I was so into, and people talking about it was interesting to me. But in terms of quality true crime channels, none of those people, even on the periphery, are channels that I watch now. $8.25. Well, live true crime is um, problematic because the creators are constantly reading the chat and going off on tangents, and that's where all these theories start. And and then even the sort of the good or the better true crime people, when they go live, they'll be talking about it, and then someone comes into chat and just derails the entire chat about something they're going through. And you want to listen to someone's perspective on a case, not constantly listen to the creator talking to people in chat about shit that's got nothing to do with the case. You're going down a Stephen King rabbit hole. You're reading a lot of Stephen King stuff. Have you read The Mist? It's only a short story of his. It's one of the scariest things I've ever read in my life. But I find that weird too. I find it. I've never been really okay with subscribers that roll in and just start talking about themselves and what they're doing in the middle of something. Like, I've seen creators who have been crying about somebody they know who's died, and they're getting all the support from their little community, and then there's someone that just rolls in saying, I'm cooking a roast lamb for dinner, and you're like, why do you do that? Like, good on you. Maybe go live on your own channel and show everyone your roast lamb. But I don't know. I find that so weird that people just come in and start chatting away and they're completely oblivious to what's happening. Apocalypse zombie epics are your favourite, Ruth. Oh, you're watching all the movies. That's a great thing to do. I think there is a movie of The Mist, but it's a short story of his, and it is one of the scariest things I have ever read. I was totally in the mist with everybody else in that book, freaking the fuck out. It is, Ruth. You've read it too. It's so scary. It's brilliant. Like, some of them, Joe, you'll probably end up reading the books, but if you're going to read one, like, it's in a collection of short stories. It's so worth reading. I mean, he's an incredible writer, but that one, I was right in it. Like, I was part of that story, and I was terrified. You're still on Mr. Mercedes. I've never even heard of that. So there you go. I'm going to literally be park and run. So I will be ending this live very quickly in a minute. Um, Actually, maybe I'm going to go to the car park. I mean, I'm late because the traffic was a nightmare because of the praying. It's 8:30 now anyway, so let's just see if we can get a park. But I will be ending the live as soon as I park. Oh, it's on SBS On Demand. Cool, all right. I'm not annoyed, but there's a lot of I'm a massive Survivor fan and The Amazing Race, and they're both on at the moment. But we're heading into winter, so there will be TV time happening. I'll check it out. You have a great day and too, Joe, and a great night to those who are in the night times. I reckon we'll be on the roof. But I'm still going to go to the ground level first, just in case. Hey, look, the license, the number plate's in front. It almost spells Joey in a way, kind of, in a quirky way. Yeah, we're into maths too. I wasn't going to mention it because I'm embarrassed, but fuck me, I'm loving this series. We're into maths for sure, for show. Oh man, there was the corner spot, but that dude's taken it, I think. We'll just see. Bugger. And there's one here, but I think this is reserved. It is. Damn it. Is this reserved? Nay. Look at that, Groovers. Look at that. All right. I am out of here, guys. Have a fabulous day, night. I got to go. But thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. And think of something to be grateful for today. I'm grateful for you guys, and I love you all. And see you very soon from Sunny and me.